Hi everyone! I am so glad that you clicked on this link and you are here to listen to the story of the month. So every month I will be reading a story aloud and then I will put some questions for you and your family to talk about together. Today's story is called After the Fall, How Humpty Dumpty Got Back Up Again. And before we start this story, I wanted to say the original Humpty Dumpty rhyme in case you hadn't heard it so that you'll know what this story was based on. And that little rhyme goes like this. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. Well, that's the story we've all heard. But this author, Dan Satat, decided to write a story about what happened after the fall. My name is Humpty Dumpty. This was my favorite spot, high up on a wall. I know it's an odd place for an egg to be, but I loved being close to the birds. Then one day, I fell. I'm sort of famous for that part. Folks called it the Great Fall, which sounds a little grand. It was just an accident, but it changed my life. Fortunately, all the king's men managed to put me back together again. Well, most of me. There were some parts that couldn't be healed with bandages and glue. So he's at the Kings County Hospital. And here you see he's sort of recovering. After that day, I became afraid of heights. I was so scared that it kept me from enjoying some of my very favorite things. And then you can see him here. He's sitting in the cereal aisle, and his favorite cereals are up here. And there's a ladder, but he's afraid. So he can't even eat his favorite cereal. I walked past the wall every day, and I would think about climbing that ladder again. I really miss the birds and being high above the city, but I could never do it because I knew that accidents can happen. So here he is. He's just walking by the wall. I eventually settled for watching the birds from the ground. And it wasn't the same, but it was better than nothing. Then one day, an idea flew by. So here he is way down here looking up at his friends, the birds. And then I see in this picture a paper airplane. I think that's the idea flying by. Making planes was harder than I thought. It was easy to get cuts and scratches. But day after day, I kept trying and trying. Until I got it just right. My plane was perfect, and it flew like nothing could stop it. I hadn't felt that happy in a long time. It wasn't the same as being up in the sky with the birds, but it was close enough. Unfortunately, accidents happen. He looks so alarmed in this picture. They always do. Okay, so you can see that his airplane, bird airplane, went over the wall. I almost walked away again, But then I thought about all the time I had spent working on my plane and all the other things that I had missed. I decided I was going to climb that wall. But the higher I got, the more nervous I felt. I didn't want to admit it. I was terrified. So here he's looking up at it, thinking about it, and then, oh. I didn't look up. I didn't look down. I just kept climbing, one step at a time. Until I was no longer afraid. Look at him up at the top of that wall. He's so excited. I'm going to zoom in for you that you can see how excited he is. Maybe now you won't think of me as that egg who was famous for falling. Hopefully, you'll remember me as the egg who got back up. Ta-da! And learned how to fly. And there's the end. Thank you so much for joining me in this fun read aloud. And now you can discuss some of the questions that go along with this story with your family. I hope you guys have a great day, and I miss seeing your faces, and I miss how we used to be, and I can't wait to be back together all together again.